for the best talk. It's radio for you. HTLA Radio 2, New York.
From all of us at HTLA Radio 1 New York, happy holidays!
The following program is not meant for those under the age of 18. There's explicit and adult content. Please enjoy host Guy Shay, Rage Live.
Look at that. Just as I come on the program, I realize there's only 9 more retail shopping days for those procrastinators out there. Rage Live with your host, Guy Shay. You know, today I think I might have made a big faux pas. I'm not quite sure. We're going to get to that. Maybe I made a mistake. I'm not sure. Now, I was on Twitter, and I like goofing around. I mean, some social media is worth your time, some isn't. Sometimes it's just, I don't know, a little bit of verbal fapping with your fingers. But I see President Obama on Twitter today with a one-sentence little typical generic Obama-ish thing, and maybe I was a little out of line. I don't know. But I posted what I thought. I didn't get a response, and nor did I get a knock on the door by the Secret Service, so I guess I might be okay. I assume I might be on a list. Basically, it went like this. He was saying, you know, he was giving it, and I believe he means it, he was giving his insight into thanking the American military for going overseas and sacrificing their lives. No, I absolutely agree. And as a veteran, I couldn't say more. But at the same time, I thought it would be snarky of me to say something like, I don't know, can you point out which parking lot that changes in? You know, help a brother out, yo. And maybe that wasn't the right thing to do. But I keep seeing on TV over and over again this time of year about helping veterans who come back with just absolutely horrifying, I don't want to say diseases, but horrifying conditions based on what they gave to the American people overseas, missing limbs, having dents in their heads and so forth, and then followed up by this, you know, they help the wounded warriors, which I'm all for. I see commercials at the same time on TV to give money to children overseas in other countries. Now, I have a little dilemma with this, because if truly the American government, not just the presidential office, not just the executive branch, but Congress and everybody else that has anything to do with the VA and wounded warriors of any type, from any era, from any conflict, so-called any war, why are they having to get on TV and beg for money? I mean, bottom line, why isn't this taken care of? We have a budget that consists of so many zeros, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but we got parks that are getting decorated. We have money that's going to countries that don't like us. We're spending trillions of dollars on trying to liberate and rebuild countries that don't want us there. Yet the people that give their lives and sacrifice and come back with just absolutely debilitating injuries have to get on TV and beg for money. Now, why? I mean, it's a simple question, and it should have a simple answer. And I believe, in my opinion, that answer is our American government and us, the people, not just the veterans, anybody who enjoys the freedom, even the people that hate and show up at military funerals, by the way, which I think should get punched in the face. That's my true feeling on that. Why not? You have a right to protest, right? It's guaranteed by the same Constitution that's enforced and protected by these same guys that you want to make fun of after their death and make sure their families feel horrible. I say punch you in the face. And that does give me rage. But why do these guys have to get on TV and beg for money? Think about that for a minute.
You're listening to Rage Live with Guy Shay.
You know, we have a system that's based on money. But deeper than that, we have a system where you have to have trust. Not just trust of your bank, trust of your lawyer, trust of your spouse, but trust about everybody else in the same society. It's called nationalism. And the minute we lose our way and the trust's gone, well, we find ourselves in a situation where it's a catch-22. It's a circle. And circle's nothing more than a line that just meets itself and it just continues to go on in a pointless, infinite spiral that gets nowhere other than where you started. For the American people to trust, not just their government, we have to trust each other. You know, I dream of a day. People say, well, so many people say they wish for world peace. But how many people, if an actual genie showed up, would make that first wish? Is it possible that human beings could actually coexist on a world level? Or is it more important that our tribe has more bombs than your tribe? We run into a society where people don't trust their neighbors, let alone say hi to them. Indifference and apathy seem to be the day. What we're finding out, slowly but surely, is we've opened the door to everything negative by this lack of trust. Nobody wants to be the first person to take the leap of faith. It's a dangerous thing to trust unknown. Unknown's scary. Change is bad. Yet, we have to have change. That's just how life works. And we're only on this world so long. So we have to do our part to make it better for our mortality. In other words, our kids and grandkids. We don't want to leave them with our cesspool of mess and bad mistakes. So how can we open the door for something more positive? Well, the only way we're going to do that is trust. We have to trust that whites and blacks and Chinese and everybody else on the face of this earth are equal. We have to trust that other countries, if we laid down our weapons, would do the same. It might seem simple-minded, or is it really? So many people put trust in an invisible entity, something you can't prove, something you can't see. And during this holiest of holy holidays for Christians, it's more than just buying something and giving something. It's all about trust, belief. It's that simple. Then why don't we do it? Because it's hard to be the first person. Nobody wants to be the first domino to get knocked over. We have egos, we do. And TV's telling us not to trust. TV's telling us to buy things, to look for that extra dollar, to find that extra penny, because that's what it's all about. Capitalism only works if we have trust. Think about it. You have trust in a monetary system where there's literally just paper with a picture of a dead president. By itself, without this belief, this trust, our economic system fails. There's no gold reserve backing up all those dead presidents. Not anymore. We have a faith-based economic system. You do trust. It says it right on the dollar. In God we trust. Oh, that's right. God. Huh. Makes sense now. I guess we're being asked to take a leap of faith. Perhaps it's time to do so before it's too late. There does come a time when the world doesn't need human beings anymore. It fixes itself. It's done it over and over again. Call it biblical if you choose to. I call it nature. Ask the dinosaurs. Well, wait, we can't do that either. Well, maybe it's our time to leave too. If human beings are nothing more than a virus on this planet, maybe we truly are the Ebola of mammals. Or we could always start trusting. You want to trust someone? Start with your neighbor. Introduce yourself. What do you got to lose? He's probably not going to carjack you, and maybe you'll make a new friend. And if that circle continues on, well, maybe it just gets to be a better society. And if nothing else, you have a new friend, someone you can trust. I think it's the best thing for this nation. Remember, we're trusting in an invisible entity. We're celebrating the birth of a son that he had with a woman he actually didn't have sex with. If we can trust in that, we can certainly trust in our neighbors. Why not? What do you have to lose during this holiday season? It's all about giving. Why don't you give yourself? Makes sense to me. And at worst, we all got to do one thing we've never done before. Take that initial step. Put apathy to rest. Apathy is the worst thing that could ever happen to any nation. Not caring, not doing. Lots of complainers, very little solutions. It might just be that simple, just to trust. And at worst, you can always rely on yourself. Get the work done yourself. Who better than you to trust in yourself? As we trust in our nation and yet another holiday. This is just a short rage, and I'm out. Until next time, this is Guy Shay. You've still got it locked to New York's best talk, HTLA Radio 2, New York.
From all of us at HTLA Radio 1 New York, happy holidays!